Hello and welcome to the India Investor Week special on the Money Show today. And this is the show where we answer all your personal finance queries, and we also give you all the strategies. And today, as we celebrate India Investor Week, this entire week, actually that's the special programming going on. Today we are focusing on your investments corpus after you. Yes, by that I mean unclaimed amounts for investments, will making, succession planning. And here, let's talk about the main problem. A huge amount of unclaimed investments across India's financial landscape is awaiting its rightful owners. If you talk about the estimates out here, these assets amount to almost 6 lakh crores, and this includes 3.78 lakh crore in physical shares, 35,770 crores in mutual funds, 5,454 crores in unclaimed dividends, and 28,800 crore in Investor Education and Protection Fund (IEPF) holdings, 62,225 crores in bank deposits, 48,000 crores in unclaimed provident funds, and 21,539 crores in unclaimed insurance policies from LIC. Now, a lot of factors lead to unclaimed status of investments. Let's understand all of this and how can we be more planned when it comes to nominating the rightful owners of your money so that your hard-earned money doesn't lie unclaimed. I have with me Piyush Trivedi, Chief Distribution Officer, Partner Channels, Kotak Mahindra Life Insurance, Abhay Kumar Chandalia, MD, Share Samadhan, Vishnu Chundi, Founder, AasaanWill. Good evening and welcome to the show, all of you. And Abhay, let me begin with you because I really want to understand what kind of a situation is this? How grave situation is this? When you talk about unclaimed assets and the numbers are really huge. You know, the amount we're talking about is almost 6 lakh crores, and from various type of investment instruments here we can see the money lying around unclaimed. How critical is the situation?
People do not nominate. But in last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I will just I've seen that a lot of people have made the nomination, but unfortunately they are not tracking the nomination also. Sometimes the person to whom we have nominated is no more. Number one. Number two is that we nominated our children and they got married. Post marriage, the surname of a daughter is also changed, so that name should also be corrected. At the same time, what we do a problem, what we do not track the investments and we do not maintain in a proper systematic way, so that in case of something wrong happen with the earning member or whosoever has made the investment, the family can retrieve the own investments, and finally that money can be transmitted to the surviving family member as per the will or as per the succession. So in that type of situation, I suggest all the viewers to always keep a track of investments, always update your email ID, always update your latest address, and always update your mobile number in case there is a change in mobile number. And many times we change the bank account also. So if there is a change in the bank account and the shares are in demat, so the money of dividend which is supposed to be credited to that account will not be credited, and finally that will become unclaimed money. And after 7 years, it becomes unclaimed. The shares will also be transferred along with dividend to IEPF. So you will be adding more money to IEPF. And again, this amount is increasing day by day since India is signing, and we all are looking at a 5 trillion economy. Very soon, GDP may increase or not, but definitely the BSC and BSC Sensex, the value, total market cap may cross definitely 5 trillion. So these are few suggestions I will suggest, and at the same time, the people
Suggestions you are
should all.
giving, Abhay, suggestions you are giving, but then we will also put a spotlight on how cumbersome the process of recovery is. But before that, Vishnu, I'll come to you because we want to understand a very significant factor over here, which is lack of awareness. We are talking about investors We are talking about people who don't know that their family members have put some money in certain investment instrument. Here we are talking about the wrong kind of financial practices, or the way one really decides to opt their financial journey. Are we just talking about lack of awareness, or there's more to it?
So, I got into will writing in my 30s only because I lost my uncle without a will. And that is when I really went through this pain point in person. Until then, like everybody else, I was super busy with my Bits Pilani education and joining companies and working super hard. And it's only once you go through this pain, you truly understand how complex this whole matter can get. And without a simple document like a will, you're truly leaving your loved ones a mess, for the lack of any other word, because there is not no one single body in the country where you can just press a button and automatically all your loved ones' estate will get settled and everybody's shares will be distributed. Because we have multiple asset classes. It is real estate, it is gold, it is bank accounts, fixed deposits. One trend that I've noticed in the last 10 years in India is the growing fintech, which is wonderful. However, with any new technology, there is also a side effect, and the side effect of extreme fintech focus on wealth creation and wealth management is wealth transfer gets completely neglected, because we are still in the world of 18th century when it comes to asset distribution and wealth transfer. And I agree with all the speakers here. The Indian economy is booming. Everybody is insanely busy working super hard for their loved ones to create wealth, to manage it with all the mutual funds, LIC, crypto, you name it, right? Like there's a million asset classes out there. But the problem is we have to recognize our mortality. We will all leave the planet Earth. It's a guaranteed factor. It will happen. It's only a matter of time. And it's one of those philosophical things. So to answer your question, it's obviously it's lack of awareness, but it's also, as human beings, our reluctance to admit our own mortality. It's a very discomforting thought. Because I'm in this business, for me, it's a lot more natural, but I can understand a lot of people don't want to think about their own death, even though that it is the only guaranteed thing in the earth. There are jurisdictions where you can escape taxes. There are no jurisdictions where you can escape death. So with that point, writing a will is super important. And the other thing is, Indian women are at a significant disadvantage. Again, nobody talks about this. Most of my ex-colleagues from some of the best consulting firms in the world, from London Business School, women colleagues, they don't know that once they get married, their parents do not become their legal heirs. All of their self-acquired wealth goes to the husband and the children equally in the absence of a will. They have no clue. And why would you, right? Like inheritance laws are the most boring, old school, archaic laws, and nobody talks about it. Everybody talks about financial literacy, where to invest, which gives you the highest return on your time, your money. But nobody talks about what happens if something happens to you. And we are also not talking about our true loved ones, minor children. How many of your viewers actually have minor children? Do they have legal guardians formally appointed? I would say 95% of them would not have appointed legal guardians. And guess what happens if who's going to take care of the child, their education, their college, and everything else? It's just not enough as parents. If you're giving your children assets, you have to ensure that there are systems in place in case something happens to you. So all of this is, as I said, I wouldn't have gotten into it without a personal family issue. But now that I've ventured into it, it just looks incredibly complex. And I don't want anybody to go through this pain point. This will take a lot of time, wasted energy, cost. And guess what? If there are stocks stuck, somebody has to manage the stock. These are highly volatile asset classes. Imagine not touching them for 6 months. It could be, the value could be decimated over that period of time. Similarly, for real estate, there's a lot of macroeconomic factors that affect the value of these assets. These are not static and they don't always go up and to the right, like, how we all want to
Absolutely.
believe.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, we will discuss this in depth, and Abhay will also throw light on how cumbersome the entire process becomes once you realize that there is some unclaimed asset, which belongs to you. But before that, Piyush, I want to understand the current state of life insurance sector and the amount of unclaimed funds we are talking about under this sector. There are reports that have been suggesting that policies sold by agents as against other channels like bank insurance or a digital platform still lands up being the highest. Do you feel any reality in this particular analysis which been presented by a lot of analysts and even life insurance expert? What is the current status of unclaimed money under life insurance, and why? Because we're talking about life insurance as being the primary goal of investors, to protect their financial security. I mean, yes, we are talking about other financial instruments or investment options picking up, but the right kind of life insurance and the financial life of my family after me should not be disturbed. This is the first thought that people have when they are buying life insurance as the primary financial security instrument.
So if you look at the data which you just showed on the screen, the amount, unclaimed amount for insurance is among the lowest compared to other financial products. What has happened is like over a period of time, the customer's involvement in buying the insurance policy and staying invested has improved significantly. The times have gone when the luxation, which is the people not continuing with the policy, was 20, 25, 30%. Now today, the persistency of most of the companies is 90% or upwards of that. Even the technology has helped. Earlier, like you had to issue checks for renewing a policy. Today, you have got ECS, you have got SI mandate on credit card, on debit card, on bank account, etc. You have got UPI kind of solution through which you can ensure that the payments are being done on time. So the policies are continuing better. So that is helping. And even consumers have become more aware today. The kind of facility which you have got available through credit bureaus where you can trace a customer if the customer is not traceable or like not contactable, that also helps. So because all those things, the continuity of policies have improved. There's some more work which is required from the insurance company side in terms of ensuring that they keep checking the status of their customers in terms of the contactability on an annual basis, check their mobile numbers, their email ID, their bank accounts, everything updated. And even as a consumer, I need to ensure that for the betterment of myself, my family members, when I'm not there, everything is updated and it's updated with insurance company, bank, and all other financial service providers. And I keep a record of that. Now, if that is happening, I'm sure that the amount which you're seeing on the unclaimed amount will stay here or will come down further. Again, one more thing I would like to add, like I've been part of this industry for a long duration, and I've seen that over last decade or so, the amount of effort which the industry is putting in terms of reaching out to each of the customer whose money they have to refund and refunding that money is immense. In fact, like when we look at the good customer service examples in our organization, a large part of them come from examples where our operations team have, at a local branch level has gone hunt for a customer and then given the money back to them. So I think that is also helping. But staying invested and ensuring that the information is updated on the mobile number, email ID, address, bank account number, I think that's what a consumer should do.
All right, let's talk about solutions now. Definitely, Vishnu mentioned the importance of having the will made early on, but then let's talk about the cumbersome process that might take place if you miss, or want to recover your unclaimed investment. How difficult it is, Abhay?
Yes, claiming your own investment is a big challenge and a big achievement because if there is a name error, so you need a gadget notification. If the person who has expired and there is an error in the death certificate and the investment document, that's also a big challenge that the person has to go to the court and take the order from the court that this both the name are of the same person. Post marriage, you need a marriage certificate if there is a change in the name, because nowadays some girls are keeping the same name pre-marriage itself, but if somebody has changed the name, then they need to produce a marriage certificate. And if you don't do this, then the money will become unclaimed money. If the documents have been lost or destroyed, you need to give an advertisement in the newspaper that so and so certificate so and so folio number of so and so company I have misplaced, and that need I am applied for the duplicate issued. Again, that is a technical process that you need to complete that. And if there is a death of an investor, in that case, either we must have a will, that will need to be probated, and if there is no will, then you need to go to the court to take a succession certificate. Again, if there is a family member who is settled abroad, sometimes they need to come here, or they need to give a registered document from the concerned embassy of that country, that I hereby nominate so and so person to act on my behalf and take that. And in case there is a family dispute is going on in that matter, then it may take a few years or a decade also. You will be surprised, I will not name the court, as additional Solicitor General of India also could not get his family investments. It was pending for more than 20 years. It was so cumbersome, so tedious process. At the same time, many chartered accountants who feel financial wizard of that domain, but they could not claim their own money, because when we deal with clients, all type of person are coming, a small literate person to a literate person like this. So it is very, very important for our family member to keep a track of it. Ensure that whenever we make any investment, your spelling should be verified, so that we don't have to face these type of difficulties. In
Right.
old days, if
So
I
I think we
talk,
can actually go in. We can actually go in much more depth. But then the time is up for this particular discussion. But thank you so much for being a part of this very important discussion today, all three of you, and helping our viewers move ahead with their investments. Thank you so much.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.